country where you cannot enter unless you pay at least $100 per day just to enter. Here's why it's actually worth it. Welcome to Bhutan, a small landlocked kingdom tucked between India and China, one of the few countries in the world that has truly preserved its culture, traditions, and values. But it's not about luxury, it's about sustainability. From the moment I arrived, I felt it. This is a place where the past is alive in the present. By law, people wear traditional clothing every day, not just for ceremonies, tourism, but to work, to school, even in government offices. What I like about it, even the youth embrace it. Every building follows traditional Bhutanese architectures, no high-rises, no billboards, just beautifully carved wood and painted windows that blend with the mountains. And here's something incredible, Bhutan is carbon negative, meaning over 70% of the country is covered in forests where it absorbs more carbon than it emits. And did you know the capital city, Thimphu, has no traffic lights? Traffic officer at the center of the road guiding cars with graceful hand gestures, and it actually works. And that $100 a day fee? It doesn't go to luxury resorts. It funds free education, healthcare, environmental protection, and supports the people directly because Bhutan doesn't measure success with money. It measures it through gross national happiness. So if you ask me, yes, it's worth every dollar to experience Bhutan. The question is, would you come here?
Bhutan makes absolutely no sense. Bhutan is a very unique place in the Himalayan mountains. When you look at Bhutan on a map, it appears very small, but that isn't really the case. It's as big as the Netherlands, Switzerland, or half as big as the Czech Republic. It only seems small because of the way maps are made. Also, Bhutan is the only place on Earth that doesn't measure its success in money by its GDP, but instead in gross national happiness of the people, which shows Bhutan's focus on sustainability and the well-being of the people. It is also the only country on Earth that is carbon negative, thanks to the renewable energy they produce with water turbines and the large portions of land being forested. There is even a law that states that at least 60% of the country has to remain forested, and for most of Bhutan's history, its borders were closed to preserve its own culture, like Mahayana Buddhism, a special kind of Buddhism focused on compassion and achieving enlightenment for all beings, and sacred sites such as the Paro Taktsang. But since the 1970s, the borders have been open to tourists who are willing to pay $200 per day to stay in Bhutan, which allows the country to keep up its way of living, and that's why...
Nestled high in the Himalayas between the giants of China and India lies a kingdom shrouded in mystery and ancient tradition. This is Bhutan, a land where, well, time seems to flow differently, where progress is measured not in wealth but in well-being. For centuries it remained isolated from the outside world, a sanctuary of pristine landscapes and profound spirituality. It's a place that has deliberately chosen a different path. In most corners of our world, a nation's success is charted on graphs of economic growth, measured by a metric known as the gross domestic product, or GDP. It's a relentless pursuit of material wealth, often at a great cost to the environment and human well-being. But here, in the quiet solitude of the Himalayas, Bhutan has pioneered a revolutionary philosophy. They believe the ultimate purpose of development should be the happiness and contentment of its citizens. This is not a vague ideal, it's a guiding principle enshrined in their constitution. Here they measure progress through gross national happiness, or GNH, introduced in the 1970s by the fourth king, Jigme Singye Wangchuck. Prepare to have your perceptions challenged and your spirit inspired. Today, we embark on a journey of discovery. In an era where the shadow of climate change looms large over our planet, nations grapple with the challenge of reducing their carbon footprint. Yet nestled away in its mountain fortress, Bhutan has achieved something truly extraordinary. It's not just carbon neutral, it's the world's only carbon negative country. This is a staggering achievement, a gift to a world desperately in need of one. The nation's total emissions amount to around 2.2 million tons of CO2 each year, but its forests sequester more than 3 times that amount. This remarkable feat is no accident. It's the result of deliberate, far-sighted policy. The Bhutanese constitution itself mandates that a minimum of 60% of the country's land must remain under forest cover for all time. Bhutan generates nearly all of its electricity from hydropower, a clean and sustainable source that it even exports to neighboring countries, further offsetting carbon emissions in the region. The country has also heavily invested in sustainable transport and has ambitions to become a leader in electric vehicles. Bhutan's status as a carbon-negative nation is a powerful testament to what is possible when environmental conservation is placed at the very core of a nation's identity. It demonstrates that a small, developing nation can lead the world in environmental stewardship. While larger, more industrialized nations debate and delay, Bhutan acts. It stands as a living, breathing example that human progress and a healthy planet are not mutually exclusive goals, but are, in fact, inextricably linked. Imagine a nation's capital city, the bustling heart of its government and commerce functioning without a single traffic light, but by the graceful white-glove gestures of its traffic police. There's a famous story that a single traffic light was once installed in SINFUL as a trial. They preferred the human touch, the personal connection with the police officers. The traffic police move almost like a choreographed dance, bringing order and humanity to intersections worldwide often find stressful. In many parts of the world, traditional clothing is reserved for special occasions. But in Bhutan, the national dress is a vibrant and living part of daily life. This is not merely a custom. It is a formal dress code known as the Driglam Namja. It's a thread that weaves the nation together. For men, the national dress is the go, a knee-length robe that is tied at the waist by a woven belt called a kira. For women, the attire is the kira, a beautiful ankle-length rectangular piece of cloth that is wrapped and folded around the body. This adherence to a national dress code does more than just preserve tradition. It acts as a great social equalizer. The Driglam Namja is the very fabric of the nation, a colorful and elegant testament to a culture that values its heritage deeply. Tourism can be a double-edged sword. Bhutan watched and chose a different path. It adopted high-value, low-impact tourism to protect environment and culture. That fee is all-inclusive and covers accommodation, a licensed tour guide, all meals, internal transport, and a sustainable development fee. Those fees make tourism manageable and spread benefits across society. By controlling visitor flow and requiring licensed guides, Bhutan preserves the tourist experience. The name Shangri-La evokes a mythical paradise first described in James Hilton's 1933 novel, Lost Horizon. It is often called the Last Shangri-La, a title that captures its mystical allure and its status as a sanctuary of peace in a turbulent world. This moniker is earned through its profound commitment to preserving its natural and cultural heritage. As one travels through Bhutan, there's a palpable sense of stepping into a different era. The landscape is dominated by fortress-like monasteries known as dzongs. There are no billboards or garish advertisements cluttering the pristine vistas, only prayer flags sending their blessings into the wind. The people, with their gentle demeanor and deep-rooted sense of contentment, seem to embody the very spirit of the mythical inhabitants of Shangri-La. Perched precariously on the face of a sheer cliff, some 900 meters above the Paro Valley, this is Paro Taksang, more famously known as the Tiger's Nest Monastery. It is the undisputed icon of Bhutan, a sacred place of pilgrimage that seems to float in the clouds. Legend tells us that in the 8th century, Guru Rinpoche flew to this very spot on the back of a tigress. The trek upwards, through a forest of pine trees adorned with Spanish moss and fluttering prayer flags, is a spiritual experience. The final approach, across a bridge over a cascading waterfall and up a steep flight of stone steps, is a dramatic prelude to the serenity that awaits within the temple complex. To behold it is to witness a testament to faith, determination, and architectural genius. He then meditated in a cave here for 3 years, 3 months, 3 weeks, 3 days, and 3 hours, subduing the demons of the valley. The monastery was built around this sacred cave in 1692 to commemorate his miraculous journey. Inside, the monastery is a labyrinth of temples, chapels, and residential quarters, all connected by narrow passageways and wooden staircases. The walls are adorned with intricate murals depicting Buddhist deities and scenes from the life of Guru Rinpoche. Despite a devastating fire in 1998, the monastery was painstakingly rebuilt to its original glory, a symbol of the resilience and unwavering faith of the Bhutanese people. The Tiger's Nest is more than a building, it is the spiritual heart of the nation. In a world where tobacco use remains one of the leading causes of preventable death, Bhutan has taken a stand. In 2004, it became the first and only country in the world to completely ban the sale and the production of tobacco. This is not just a restriction, it is a total prohibition, rooted in the nation's Buddhist principles which advocate for the sanctity of life and the avoidance of harmful substances. The government implemented strong educational campaigns to highlight the dangers of smoking. For the few Bhutanese who are smokers, the law allows for a small personal import allowance, but this comes with heavy taxes and duties. The result is a society where smoking is incredibly rare, where the air is cleaner, and the population is shielded from the devastating health consequences of tobacco addiction. This pioneering ban is another facet of the gross national happiness philosophy. A nation's greatest resource is its people. It has made a profound commitment to its citizens by providing completely free education for all and completely free healthcare for all. From the moment a child is born, the state provides for their medical needs. If a citizen requires specialized treatment, not available within Bhutan, the government will even bear the cost of sending them abroad, usually to India. The same principle applies to education. Every child has the right to a free education, from primary school right through to university for those who qualify. This commitment to free public services is funded in part by revenue from sustainable tourism and the export of hydropower. It is a virtuous cycle. Protection of the environment and careful management of resources funds the well-being and development of the people. The landscape of Bhutan is punctuated by structures of incredible beauty and formidable strength. From the mighty fortress monasteries known as dzongs to the humble farmhouses dotting the hillsides, every building adheres to a traditional design code. Built without the use of architectural plans or nails, they're masterpieces of engineering and craftsmanship. This regulation ensures that the aesthetic integrity of the nation is preserved. The government has established institutes, such as the National Institute for Zorig Chusum, where young Bhutanese can learn the 13 traditional arts of Bhutan: painting, carving, weaving, and sculpture. Festivals, known as chechus, are a vibrant and essential part of cultural life. By limiting tourism and controlling the influx of foreign media, it has been able to maintain a strong sense of self. This is not about rejecting the modern world, but about engaging with it on its own terms. Bhutan's commitment to environmental preservation extends far beyond its impressive forest cover. Its varied climate, ranging from subtropical plains in the south to alpine peaks in the north, creates a multitude of habitats that support a rich tapestry of life. Over half of Bhutan's territory is designated as national parks, wildlife sanctuaries, and nature reserves. These protected areas are connected by a series of biological corridors, allowing wildlife to roam freely and safely across the country. This pristine wilderness is home to some of Asia's most iconic and elusive creatures: the Bengal tiger, the red panda, the golden langur, and the takin. The takin is Bhutan's national animal. This spiritual foundation, combined with strong government policies and community involvement, has created one of the world's most effective conservation models. In an age of mass extinction and habitat loss, Bhutan stands as a vital refuge, a Noah's Ark of the Himalayas, safeguarding a precious part of our planet's natural heritage for the future. In the fields and clearings across Bhutan, from the smallest village to the capital city, you will hear a distinctive sound, the whistle of an arrow slicing through the air, followed by cheers and song. This is the sound of archery, or DHA, as it is known locally. It is more than just a sport in Bhutan. It is the national sport, a beloved pastime woven into the cultural and social fabric of the kingdom. The targets are small wooden boards placed 145 meters apart, more than twice an Olympic range. The bows and arrows themselves were traditionally made from bamboo, though modern compound bows are now also common. When an archer hits the mark, their teammates perform a slow, celebratory dance and sing a brief song of praise, or choglam. Archery competitions are a central feature of festivals, holidays, and local gatherings. A key component of Bhutan's strategy is the deliberate limitation on the number of tourists allowed to enter the country each year. This is not about exclusivity for its own sake. It is a pragmatic and necessary measure to protect its pristine environment, unique culture, and tranquil way of life. The higher cost naturally limits the volume of tourists, ensuring that those who come have a genuine interest in the country's culture and environment and are willing to contribute to its preservation. It is a conscious choice to prioritize long-term preservation over short-term profit. The 15 facts we've explored are more than just points of interest. They are the threads of a rich and complex tapestry woven together by a philosophy of balance, compassion, and foresight. What we can all take away from Bhutan is the idea that a gentler, more mindful way of living is possible. Thank you for joining me on this incredible journey of discovery.